Like, does he stay out of trouble very often?
What? Who? Where? When? What is going on now? What?
Because we left.
They're
Sarah
doubting my. They're doubting me.
With a good
Watson
reason.
thinks
You
Navarro
almost
is.
bought illegal items.
We didn't.
They're
Almost.
kind
What's
of
going on? Okay.
We were looking
fill
for
me in.
enchanted, not cursed.
Okay. First of
So
all,
Sarah
he
just
did
kind
say they were
of
cursed.
mulls it over in her head a little bit. She's still kind of just reading like she
Hold
doesn't.
up.
Guys,
Hold up,
why did I miss?
I gotta catch Joel up. Okay, so now Watson and Sarah are in the library. Watson is learning a absorb element spell, so he's scribbling in his notepad, all excited about learning a new spell. And Sarah bought ordered a bunch of books about demons. And continue, Ben.
Sarah kind of she's probably still like reading, but she sort of mulls her head a little bit and um sort of shrugs and I'm trying to figure out like if she'd talk. She sort of shrugs and sort of makes a gesture sort of pointing to the two of them like and sort of like just holds her hands up like are we really that
What happened? Did we arrive at the library or something?
that's where Sarah and Watson went.
Where y'all walked away from Sammy, I flashed to them. So this is happening at like the exact same moment.
Oh,
So y'all are still walking away from Sammy, and it's
so
the exact
Sarah
same.
doesn't know we've done anything yet, but that's what it
Nope.
sounded
No.
like.
No, that's why she sent Alder to go with you two.
So
Yeah.
Watson's just having a premonition about how we're about to get in trouble.
Watson kind of drums his quill against the book, thinks for a second, and goes, "It just occurred to me that we sent him off to babysit a giant minotaur and a blight. I really hope they're not causing trouble somewhere."
Yeah, because that's one thing, just a little extra thing about my character. He's a minotaur who wants to, procure the good of everyone. But he's still a giant minotaur, who has the tendency to, get into trouble just by nature. Even if, he will know once he's in too deep, he realizes he's in trouble, but hey, look, I'm trying to better the minotaurs. Ooh, shady thing. I'm interested. That sort of thing.
Yeah, it's funny
Sarah
how we
probably just
split
kind of
up.
like taps her finger on the desk a little bit, and the thought does come to her. It's like, oh crap, he's probably right.
Yeah, the two responsible people are in the library away from the three irresponsible people.
I don't think you'd call Watson
She sort of looks
responsible.
up to Watson,
you
and
know.
I'm guessing this conversation's kind of happening like as we're writing stuff down, like
Yes.
as your
Yeah.
stuff, so we can't really leave.
We're just kind of like in the middle of stuff. Watson just kind of sits there for a second. Well, if we see a rush of guards screaming about an out-of-control blight or a crazy minotaur, I suppose we'll have to cut our adventure short here.
We avoided going to jail, darn it.
We didn't get kicked out on the first day.
You see, it went better than y'all thought it would.
Common sense away. We still have hope.
Jeffrey, one more thing. Does this library have like public records of the clergy or something like that?
Not of the clergy.
Okay.
For clergy, you're looking more at like in elf territory.
Well, I mean, what country are we in right now? Are we still in the human country?
Still in human country.
The southern human country,
northern.
the one by the wall.
Jeffrey
Yep.
said they went. I thought you said we were in the northern territory or something because the
No,
northern.
no. The entire upper half of the wall is called the North Order. It's kind of like how the Alliance is all over the place in the World of Warcraft. But everything above. So the North Order
okay.
is like the name of the army.
So I probably need to. Sarah just sort of looks over. So there's no clergy records, no like records of various clergymen or something. Sarah's just trying to find some kind of record of where her dad, of kind of more about her dad. Cause
I would assume you'd have to go to the church for church records. That it would be the separation of the church from the library.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that y'all don't know this, but to explain why there is no clergy stuff here, probably about 10 years ago, there was a big kind of uprising within the Lights Order, and that's when Sherelle kind of took over things, and he moved all the stuff from Aethelwood to a city in Elven territory. So any records or anything that involves the clergy, holy stuff, churches, all got moved to
Be protected
Elven
there.
territory. Yeah,
Probably have to go to like the courthouse or something if I wanted public records.
yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, would someone in the library that know this whenever Sarah's asking around, or is it not?
Sarah's
common
not
knowledge?
talking. She's just like looking
Yeah,
around. her.
she's just looking around. She hasn't actually asked anyone yet.
Well, we
But
would assume
I'm-
at
I'm
some
just-
point she would ask a person.
Hmm.
You're talking about a person who doesn't talk very often.
In other words, let me rephrase that. Watson would get impatient with Sarah's growling and ask someone for her.
I'm trying to think what Sarah would know about Navarro to see if she would say anything. Yeah, no, what was it? Because Watson was kind of wondering that Navarro's kind of foolhardy, and Sarah just sort of mulls it over and kind of says, he'd be dead if it wasn't for me.
That's probably not wrong.
Watson looks around to see if there is a guard nearby.
I am keeping account of the amount of time amount of words Sarah speaks. I don't know why.
Do I need to do a perception check for that, Jeffrey?
No, there is no guard nearby, but there's a library
desk.
worker. Yep.
Also, Ben, can I ask a question about Sarah?
Yeah.
Why would she allow the person she's supposed to protect to go off on like the third day she's known two random people along with them?
Mainly because she is self-centered and really, like, she prioritizes her ability to find demons and figure out this Harbinger thing and get her own personal revenge quest against warlocks and all of demonkind over a bard.
Over protecting the person who's feeding her.
I'm just a resource for her.
She can take work. She can feed herself.
She's a social vampire.
Honestly, she's kind of a resource for me too.
Yeah, they're not really friends. It's a business relationship.
They're
So neither
mutual
one's attached at the
parasites.
hip.
What?
Okay, I see. Okay, I see. I understand the relationship a little bit better now. That would explain why they would both be willing to completely go in opposite directions. Because I assume
Well,
Navarro
that and Sarah
feels...
would just do it without telling him. And
Yeah,
then he-
Navarro's a bit friendlier towards Sarah probably than she is towards him, but otherwise.
And
Well, I mean, she did come from a military background. Well, a mercenary background where it was a lot of just shut up and do what you're told. Hence, she mostly just shuts up and does what she's told.
And Navarro, I'd assume, is more friendly and sociable, and it's like, oh, these two okay. They may not be the brightest bulbs, but you know, we'll get into trouble together as common.
Crazy Eye Steve didn't
I mean,
learn
19
as much as she
charisma.
did.
He didn't what?
He didn't learn as much as she did. Well, she took the rules in stride. They damaged him mentally.
Oh,
It's like-
question.
It's a
Actually,
Crazy
now that I
Eye.
think about it, is anybody else from the pilgrimage in the library with us?
You see a couple mages like that were just kind of around in the big group, but no one that you've talked to really.
I'm going to approach one of the mages,
Okay.
and I'm going to attempt
Sarah-
to ask if one of them will go looking for our friends and report back on what's going on.
What were you going to say, Ben?
I was just saying, Sarah probably is like trying to keep tabs on what he's doing.
Okay. The mage looks down at the gnome, possibly for a fee.
What type of fee are we talking?
How about 10 gold pieces?
I have a counteroffer for you.
I'm listening.
You have a giant blight monster, a minotaur, and a bard wandering through town in a big magical city. Do you really want them wandering around unsupervised?
He's like, nope, but you shouldn't let them unsupervised.
Your problem, not mine. Ain't my shit.
Puts his nose back in his book.
Looks like
You know-
you just got cut off.
Does Sarah need to come over there and intimidate a person?
Let's not
Oh.
forget you're in the magical place with guards and whatnot.
Too much.
Who don't take kindly to intimidation rolls.
I'm going to attempt to do a persuasion roll to see if I can persuade them into helping.
All right, I'm going to
free.
go to the bathroom real quick.
Nope, it's a 3. Never mind.
Okay, Jeffrey, shenanigans gotta ensue.
Okay. Okay. I'm waiting for Ben to get back for this one.
What's it?
It wasn't a nat 1, was it?
It was a 3.
So was it a
Something
nat
bad-
1?
No, it was a nat 3.
Oh,
Oh.
net 3 and you have
I don't have
0
any modifiers.
persuasion.
I have 0 modifiers for
That's
it.
about to go poorly for Sean.
Not as bad as breaking my drum. But
That did not go well at all.
We haven't got to the point yet where we're thinking, I might not want to roll for this because this could end badly. We just think, oh, I'll roll for it and see how it goes. Nope. We're going to learn our lesson soon.
Everything goes wrong.
For anyone who's wondering, I'm eating
It's usually the character.
mini
He's a deep
chocolate
gnome.
chip muffins.
He's a deep gnome, so he's not very socially aware of things. He doesn't quite know how to persuade and talk to people.
as we're about to find out.
What does this look like to you, Jeffrey?
Milk.
Good. At least you're not saying
Milk in a
pee.
Pepsi bottle. You are an insane man.
I rinsed out
What'd
the
I
Pepsi
miss?
bottle.
Okay.
What did
Sean,
I miss?
I attempted
Sean-
to persuade the mage, and I rolled a 3.
Oh,
It's about to go south.
does Sarah
Okay.
have to get up and punch a bitch?
Oh snap! They're gonna end up in jail this time.
Okay. So
Woo! The irresponsible
getting in
people
jail!
stay out of jail.
someone's going to jail this session. No, but anyway, so since he rolled a 3, we're gonna assume that Watson gets a little uppity. He's like, "Look, sir, I asked quite nicely, and I expect something happened here."
Does a
Where I
passive
work-
perception of 12 mean Sarah's hearing all of this?
Yeah, she's
Bits
here
and
yelling.
pieces.
She's hearing the yelling. She's a lot of it, but she's not really like all of it. But anyway, where I come from, we respect one another. And he just goes on and on about all this stuff about why you should listen to him and do what he says.
Sarah
in the-
looks up to Watson.
something in the back of his head snapped. I don't know if he had a bad childhood or something.
Sarah
but
looks over to the Watson and is debating whether or not she needs to drag him away from this conversation.
The mage is very upset. He slams his book shut, picks up Watson, and throws him into the bookcase. Roll to resist bookcase damage.
Shouldn't he wait, hang on. Shouldn't this guy have to roll to hit first?
Nope.
DM says no. He just threw Watson
Is it a D20 to roll for resist? What is it to roll for that?
I'm saying that it's a very tall man, and he just picked up Sean and threw him.
Okay, so
am
what
I
does he need
rolling
to
for
roll?
this?
Okay, Ben, what does he need to roll?
You don't roll to resist damage. Normally you would roll to try and resist getting picked up and thrown.
Okay, he's resisting the bookshelf and breaking
This isn't
over his head.
Shadowrun where you roll.
Well, you got to
for
remember,
resist
I am a
damage.
very nimble gnome.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do just a MLG
Yeah,
run
you
on the
can't just
wall,
make an acrobatics check to try and get away from being grappled.
or an acrobatics check to stick the landing on the wall.
Yes, that's it. I do an acrobatics check to stick the landing.
Okay, so what does he need to roll
Like-
for an acrobatics
like
check? Just like a
Yoda
D20?
style.
D20 plus dexterity modifier plus proficiency if proficient in acrobatics.
That's just a +3 modifier. That'd be a 16.
Okay, 16. I'm going to say that so this is to land on the bookshelf.
Yep, this is a graceful landing.
Okay, well, you managed to kind of get your gravity right and land right in front of the bookshelf on your feet.
Sarah gets up after seeing this and starts walking over, probably preparing to have to punch something.
Okay, and that's when 2 guards rush by Sarah to the scene.
Okay.
And-
Watson just looks from the guards then to the mage. Why I never, and just starts leaving the area.
The guard's like, "So you like picking on little kids now, do you?" the mage is like, "I'm sorry, I'm not sure what came over me." Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "You're coming with us. We're gonna have a talking down to the station." And they escort the mage out of there.
And Watson
Somebody's
just goes
going
back
to jail
his
this
book.
session.
If someone's going
Somebody
to jail,
did
this
go. This wasn't one of us.
That's the biggest shocker.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
dodged Jeffrey's jail
That
trap.
jail trap. The funny thing is that I was planning this all on the fly. Y'all would have gone to jail. You would have had to pay a fee, but there were good things that could have come from that as well. But now y'all never know what it was.
Wait,
Y'all,
before the guards walk off, I ask one of the guards if they've seen the Minotaur Blight and Bard.
A half-elf bard.
And they're like, yeah, we heard something about that. One of our undercover cops is trying to, get our usual cases, but it didn't work out.
Darn, why did he say it didn't work out? That would have been beautiful, seeing them storm out there, trying to...
Now, that would have been hilarious if they actually did get caught. He's like, oh, yeah, they're in jail.
No, he would just say, oh, well, I heard they were talking to it, but I don't know how it went.
Oh, yeah.
And then they storm out, try and chase us, and, I assume get into it with a guard.
That'd be funny, but it's too late now.
Darn, Jeffrey, you're the DM, change the universe.
No.
Watson goes back to his book and informs Sarah of the news.
Sarah
That they were in the possibility of being arrested.
That they almost got arrested.
Sarah is a mixture of kind of annoyed and angry, and she just kind of sighs. She then sort of like reaches out and takes out her note of whatever the mage name is, the Harbinger mage. At this rate, I'll give him a fucking name at this point. She basically pulls out, basically kind of like shows the note to Watson and says, know him.
Watson just kind of nods and goes back to his writing and thanks Sarah.
No answer.
Nope.
I assume that they're now going to go back to quiet studying for a bit.
Sarah puts the note back in her pocket and sees, actually, can I roll history to figure out what Sarah might know about this guy prior to what the book told, like, outside of what the book told her?
I don't think you would, because the book is very vague. I don't, and plus, if he's never been above the border, I don't know how you could know him.
All right.
Basically, we'll get into a point where the group goes below the border, in which case you can kind of lead a little bit towards the man.
South of the border. That's South Carolina.
Because it does give like a location of where he's at.
Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine it'd be very vague.
Yeah, very.
I feel like
It'll
I
be more
missed
of a fairy
something
tale.
here.
About what?
Who are we talking about?
When Sarah was reading, she wanted to learn about the Harbinger, but instead of learning anything about it, the only thing she could find was information about a man who could possibly know about what it is.
Oh, and that's the name you were showing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Watson says nothing and just goes back to his studies, but in the back of his mind, he's mulling over the name to see if he can remember anything about him.
I don't know how he would know him either, but well, he can think.
Well, he does have good bit on history.
check.
Yeah, I think the one who would probably be best to know would be me, because I'm, well learned and stuff. So they may want to ask that whenever, we meet again.
Sarah has no idea if you know anything about demons, because I'd imagine she at least knows enough about Minotaurs to know that they have been stuck on a tiny-ass island most.
They were half demons, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure he would know anything about magical stuff anyway.
Because Watson has a background in history.
And
being a
Minotaurs
deep
are half
gnome,
demons, so it would make sense that they would know about some demon stuff.
The underground layers that the deep gnomes dwell in kind of span the entire.
Well, I tell y'all what, if either of you roll significantly high on any checks about knowing about the guy, I might throw something in.
I'm going to see what I can do.
Away!
History checks.
Well, we can't do it until they ask us about it, because we're nowhere near.
Well, Sean and Ben can, but Joel will have to once they meet up again, if they ask Joel.
I rolled a 15, but I have a +5 modifier in history, so that's a 20.
Okay, 20. Okay.
17 total.
Okay,
These are good rolls.
Yeah,
We're wasting
yeah.
our point
Okay,
to shit, Sean.
okay. The description of the man reminds you of a legend you heard in the war of a 500-year-old man who was slaughtering both Dragonborn and humans during the war. But it's just a legend.
How did Sean get big on my screen, darn it? Oh, yeah, I probably accidentally clicked while I was cleaning the chocolate off my computer.
So that's all we know of it?
Yep. So you would either have to look up more about the legend or whatever.
The Legend of Zelda. Dun, 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 dun,
After sitting in silence for a couple minutes, Watson turns back to Sarah and asks how much she knows about the guy.
She just shrugs and kind of shakes her head.
And then Watson starts going on a rant about everything he knows about the guy, which is not very much. It's a very short rant.
It's half a paragraph.
Explaining one small thing in a lot of words.
Yes.
She just kind of like keeps reading her book because she kind of already knows that. She was hoping for something a little more
substantial.
Yeah.
Something she didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Then Watson thinks for a second and says, I wonder if she, and then stops for a second and goes, never mind, and goes back to his book.
That's
And
a
just
quick
goes
way to
into
get
dead
beat up,
silence.
Watson. Withholding information from, Sarah. You'll get slung across the room again.
Yeah, roll another 3. Sarah will be the one throwing this time.
I guess Sarah looks up to Watson and notices that probably not needing to. She can probably ask him some other time. He's busy doing wizard things.
You're a wizard,
things.
Watson.
You're a hairy wizard, Watson.
You're a wizard who was just hurled across the library, but it's all good.
She has compassion on him. A small stature with big mouth.
Well, I mean, she sees him doing wizard stuff, and then she's just gonna keep reading to see what she knows of demons.
Okay,
See
so
what
are y'all
fortune-
just going to be basically studying for a while then?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, we're basically gonna sit here and wait out the 2 hours it takes Watson to learn absorb
Okay.
elements. And
Okay,
then I
well-
guess we-
Okay, back to the shop.
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to the
We're
shenanigans.
flashing back. We're flashing
Back to
back
the real entertainment.
yeah, to Navarro, Alder, and Rusty.
That's still
They
the
are
stupidest name.
leaving Sammy the fake cop. Well,
On to the
undercover
drum
cop.
shop.
To the drum shop.
So we're in we're at, I assume, a musical shop at some point now.
Yeah.
He's-
You all
a
enter
fine
the shop.
purveyor of instruments.
You enter the shop and you see the same lady from the Gold Talon instrument shop.
Oh dear lord.
It's Anna from Fire Emblem. She's just
Okay.
everywhere.
I inquire if she's the same lady we had the pleasure of meeting there.
It's
Hello.
Marketplace Joy.
Like, oh, you mean my cousin Jill? No, I hear we all look very similar, but no.
Uh,
My name is Jenny.
I
We're the
tell
J
her
family.
I tell her how we had such a wonderful experience buying there that we would love to buy from this store as well.
Alder finds some wind chimes and starts like messing with them.
She squints. She squints at Rusty. You don't need to sugarcoat it, honey. Everyone knows she's a bitch.
I kind of nod along
Navarro's
without
just like,
saying
I
anything.
like you.
Alder casts Druidcraft to make a small gust of wind appear and start blowing the wind chimes.
She looks at Navarro. How much for the blight? No, that doesn't happen.
Why do people all
Not
want
for sale.
giant plant incarnation of evil?
Would you like to consent? No, does not happen. Anyway, moving on. What can I help you fine gentlemen purchase today and plant?
Well, I'm currently looking for repairs for my drum.
Have you tried magical tape?
Your sister offered some for like 10 gold pieces. I could just get a new drum for less.
You know, at the family gatherings, we gossip about that kind of stuff. Did you know? It's not even magical.
Yeah,
She draws on.
right?
She draws the symbol on herself.
it's just duct tape.
Meanwhile, there's like this light,
it's just
there's
duct
like a light amount of wind chime music, just about not even music, just wind chimes. Like
Yeah.
everything's played in the background.
Yeah.
Alder's just messing with something.
All right,
She's like
no,
the
so
single biggest scammer I've ever met. Although she had
So-
a pretty good deal on a loot. I should have taken it.
Not a loot.
she was like, "It's the one with the bite mark."
Yes.
Oh, there's a story behind that one, but that's for another day. But she's like, "Okay, so were you looking to repair or purchase another one?"
Depends on the price. drum's not
9
too badly
gold
beat up.
coins.
Ripping me off too, huh?
It's in the family.
Fine, I can bargain.
Bargaining. Bargaining.
Persuasion check, I guess.
All right.
Bargain for lower price. Yeah, hit the cord. I need a better place to roll.
Just get on the floor.
Okay, there we go. 18.
Okay. Well, yeah. She's like, you know what? You've put me in good spirits today. I love making fun of my cousin, and it's just good for everybody.
You said
So-
sister, didn't you?
No, I said cousin. Christopher
Okay.
accidentally said sister earlier. But anyway,
Oh, did I?
yeah, it's all good.
All you
But anyway,
nerdy
she's
white
like,
guys look the same.
I am willing to discount it to 5 gold coins.
Ooh.
What are we doing?
I'll
Selling?
take it.
What are we doing? The repair?
He's repairing his drum. She gets out to the magical tape, which is actually magical, repairs the drum for you, and hands it back. And you give her 5
Woo.
gold. Take away 5
Yes,
gold
I
for
shall.
yourself.
Okay.
Can I interest you in anything else?
Do you have any cowbell?
Well, you man, cow, and plant.
She's like, okay, we have the usual cowbell, which is like a usual size cowbell. She brings it out.
yes.
We call this the UB, usual bell.
UB. Okay.
We have the triangle. Ding, 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 ding.
That's not a cowbell. That's a triangle. You insult my intelligence, woman.
the pussy bell.
Alder takes up the triangle and
What
starts
does
like
that?
hitting it.
What exactly does that summon?
Bad omens.
Alder just like walks over. He starts playing with the musical instruments.
Hey, sir, you break it, you buy it.
He's like poking. He's like touching the cow.
Okay.
He's kind of like hitting the cowbell with his, I guess, plant finger.
Okay, so the triangle or the cowbell?
She looks at Navarro. Y'all paying for that if it breaks.
Fair enough.
And then we have the super cowbell.
What's the difference between the super cowbell and the regular cowbell?
It's going to take a little bit of effort to show it to you. Do you really want it that bad?
If you would like me to purchase this, I will be required to see it first.
Okay, she goes to the back. You hear some huffing and puffing and some pulling. Like she's really pulling. And she pulls out this giant 4-foot cowbell.
Alder starts reaching to try and play with it.
You will not touch this one. This one is valuable.
What is the special traits of this giant cowbell, or is it just giant?
Solid gold, just giant.
Okay, how much are the prices for the 3 cowbells, even though one's a triangle?
Okay, the triangle, 2 gold. The cowbell, 4 gold. The giant cowbell, the super cowbell, 70 gold. But it has custom embroidery by the artist Sharon Lomain.
I would like to roll a history check to see if this guy is really, a great artist.
I will allow it.
Okay.
Hey, we know that guy.
I expected as much.
I roll a 13.
Okay, you have definitely heard of Sharon Lomain, and you know he's at least top 10.
Ooh, so this could be actually worth something.
Yep. Embroidery.
How are we going to transport it?
You have a minotaur and a giant plant.
I am currently on my person carrying 2 giant weapons. I think I can handle a 4-foot cowbell.
I'm just picturing Alder coming back to the group with big cowbells, just playing the game all throughout.
Ding, ding, ding.
One day I might settle down, and on that day I will consider this golden cowbell. But as for my...
she stops you. Well, I have a couple buyers kind of ready, but they said they needed to wait a couple days. It might be gone.
One day I'll settle down and have kids, and I'll consider a giant cowbell. For now, if I get the cowbell and the triangle, will you throw in...
She slaps the table. 60 gold coins. I'm tired of looking this thing around, sir. Customers say, I want to see the super cowbell and have to huff and puff and pull it out of the back again. And
Okay.
I could carry it.
Counter offer. If I buy the giant cowbell, will you throw in the regular cowbell, the triangle, and a thing of wind chimes for that 60 gold?
Back to 70 gold, but only the wind chime is free.
I would like to roll a persuasion check to get it for what I asked. I have +6 persuasion, so this has got to go well. Okay, reset and roll. 18 + 6, that's a 24.
Oh,
Did
God.
she give them to me for free?
She's thinking about all the hard labor that is carrying this bell. She's like, 20 gold
For all of it.
for the giant cowbell,
And then I'd have
and
to...
5 gold for the other 3 items. 25 gold overall.
Sold.
Take away 25 gold and put in a giant cowbell, a regular cowbell, and a triangle. I don't know
the
how you're
wind
going to
chimes.
carry all that. And the wind chimes.
No, I'm actually going to give the the wind chimes and the triangle to Alder. So that way as he's going around, you hear him just tangling, and he has a triangle for whenever he wants to ting it. So I
He's
just
going to
have
have
to...
like just instruments hanging off him.
Yes!
Dude, I've got spare instruments. Should my drum break again?
You make a band.
Alder has nowhere to keep these. I hope you guys
You can hang
understand.
them on it. You can just
They
hang
are
them
being
on him.
hung on his branches.
He's got roots and stuff.
Oh yeah, I guess he could.
Branches.
Okay, and you said
It might fall
25
off
gold,
during
combat.
Jeffrey?
Just find some curved
What?
ones.
You said-
25 gold for all of it.
Okay. Beautiful. I am
Dang.
happy with this
I wish
deal.
I could bargain like that.
Yeah, he really bargained.
I hit the home run on the
I
persuasion.
got 2 gold off of a loot and 5 gold off of duct tape.
In most cases, I would have made that free because it was 26, but I don't feel like so many free items this early on would be good.
Okay, what's the damage of the giant cowbell if I would have hit someone?
I
Will
don't
that
think
be
you can
good?
wield a cowbell.
Would that be bludgeoning?
Bludgeoning. Dang, dang.
But remember, it's Chiron Momaine.
Okay,
don't
let
think
me
you-
write that down in my equipment for the description.
Dude, we
Chiron,
could sell that thing later.
low, mean.
You got remember you have to be carrying it. Who's going to carry it?
I'm carrying.
That's not,
I'm-
that's not something you can just put in a backpack.
No, it's on my back. You know, the backpack's on one side, the weapon's on the other, and there's a backpack somewhere getting squished in the middle.
With all that shit, that's going to be heavy. You get to run less.
Okay, I am slightly
He has
less.
16 strength. He can carry a good amount
If
of crap.
you want, there are storage units in the city. You could just store it and then come back for it another time.
How much is the
Or we
storage
could
fee?
just sell it now. I mean, you just got a giant gold
Five
cowbell.
gold a month.
So I assume it's just going to be 5 gold because it'll be a while for a month.
Yeah. 5 gold now, 5 gold whenever I think another month has passed, which would be a long time.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and put it in storage.
Okay. So maybe put in parentheses storage. So you can't use it whenever you want. You have to come back to the city to get it.
So I assume there's a lot of storage space. So basically, any of my party can use it as a storage area.
Yep. But you're paying the 5 per month.
Yes, of course. Always make
Oh
the
yeah,
cow
we
pay
have
for
the
it.
convoy from Fire Emblem.
if you cannot pay the 5 during the month, your items will be claimed.
And then I'll get, I assume, a check in the mail for the amount they sold it for minus the fee.
It's kind of like that show where they buy storage units and just take all the stuff and sell it themselves.
So Storage Wars.
Yeah, Storage Wars. You're going to be Storage Ward if you don't pay on time.
So, Jeffrey, are there any storage wars currently going on in the city that we can go and visit?
No,
Darn, that would have been a whole nother.
We're about to make some money.
not in this city at least.
Okay, before we go and put it in storage, I would like to because I already took out the 5 for the storage fee. But before we leave the city, you know, when we leave the city, we'll assume it's in storage. But for now, I would like to use the giant cowbell in the show that we're going to put on in the common area.
Okay.
Alder just follows them around and maybe occasionally starts playing with the wind chimes or something.
Okay, so now Navarro and Rusty, we have gathered a crowd, I would assume, in the area. He's playing his newly
Christopher.
Performance check.
drum.
Christopher, wait!
What?
We could use Druid Craft and Prestidigitation!
Yes.
What does that do?
Lights show.
Oh God.
Things!
Performance.
Oh gosh.
Let me get that up. Prestidigitation.
Wait, is there
Okay.
any way Alder can help with Druid Craft to do it, like, to be helpful? Or would Navarro even know to tell him to do that?
I probably wouldn't know. He probably
Okay.
wouldn't know.
Okay. We gotta use Druid Craft and Prestidigitation to do some ridiculous, like, special effects.
Okay, so I would assume both myself and Navarro will need to do performance checks to see how it's going.
Yes, probably.
Yes, GM? Jeffrey?
So where are y'all at? Like in the middle of the street?
We're to the whatever you said, the commons area for the people.
Yeah. So just like you're kind of in like the middle square.
Yeah, we're in the
Street.
middle of the square, you know, performing. I'm with my giant cowbell beating on it. Navarro.
Ding, ding.
Exactly.
I
Trying
would like to
get
point
a-
out gold is a soft metal, so you have a chance of denting that thing.
Okay, the inside is iron plated.
Okay.
Okay, so performance checks for how both of our things are going.
Yep.
Okay, I rolled 10 plus 4, so 14.
All right, and I get. Oh, I got a nat 20. Oh boy,
Okay.
we're making money.
That's a fucking 20, boys.
Okay. So Christopher's going on basically a solo that is
Yes.
so epic and loud that you can't really hear the bell, but it still looks neat that he's shaking it around like that. So you hear nothing but the guitar, and you see the bell shaking, but you don't really hear anything from the bell.
All right, I'm gonna be using prejudice, whatever.
What, you mean the guitar?
Prestidigitation.
You mean a drum?
Prestidigitation. Yeah, I have a drum, but I can make faint musical notes, so I shall have a guitar solo in the background. I can make a shower of sparks, so yeah. And
Wait, don't you only
then
get to pick one of those things at a time?
I believe I can make 3. Yeah, if you cast the spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time.
But it counts as a cast each time I use it.
And it lasts up to an hour.
Who is Dick Roman?
Well,
I
there's a
forgot.
couple answers to that one.
Jeffrey, we've
He's
heard
a
that
half
joke
one, he's
before.
a
He's a
supernatural
half elf,
character.
half dwarf who wants Navarro dead. That's the short of it.
Yes, I have insulted him.
Okay,
And
like I said earlier,
he
if
should have me dead.
y'all send me any other characters or backstory y'all want to, whenever.
I
Yeah,
was thinking,
he's-
does this attract any of? Does this attract any people who might from Dick Roman who might want to stab Navarro in an alley?
They don't know he's here.
Okay.
They're about to.
He's putting on the show of a lifetime.
Mhm.
Alright, so
Okay.
I will have showers of sparks, a small guitar solo in the background, or like a bass in the background, I guess. And we can have lights.
Mhm.
Lights. The big performance.
Okay, so right now I'm not even doing my speech. I'm just, letting him rock out to get the crowd pumped.
Yeah, pump the crowd.
The fantasy equivalent of power metal is happening right now.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the money. The speech comes afterwards. We'll put the money jar away because, no one, they'll come up and take money if they hear a political speech.
Is Alder trusted to hold all the money?
We just put the money inside of Alder where no one can get to it. We just put it inside all the barbs.
You just maybe people are throwing money at your feet, and maybe Alder standing kind of off the side, just picking it up one coin at a time.
This Alder is a penny.
Pick them all up.
He does it one at a time as you're performing.
Just going in front of the performance, blocking the view. And just completely...
Hey, he has Thorn Whip. He has stretchy limbs, probably.
Hey, Jeffrey, is there anyone within a 15-foot cube of me?
A
lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Okay, never mind then.
No doing that, no burning the crowd.
No Thunder Wave.
Yeah,
No
you're
thunder wave.
Going to jail for real this time. and for longer.
Well, you ain't going on the journey.
You ain't no paying no fines this time. You in there for good.
Watch it in show, just hear this giant boom outside the
I can already see an alternate universe where Christopher just nukes a crowd of people by accident. Goes to jail.
Chaotic evil bard.
Goes to jail. You all break him out of jail. Rejoin the group like nothing ever happened. Someone tells Sorrel that it happened, and the Light's Hammer just kills everyone.
Thunderwave does make an audible boom out to 300 feet.
Okay, so
Everyone would hear it.
Do not Shinran Sensei the crowd away.
Okay, Jeffrey, are we...
Yeah, do not false Rodin the entire fucking crowd is giving you money.
I can do that though.
Are we close enough that Watson and Sarah have any idea there's a giant concert going on?
No,
A one-man band.
The two boards are pretty far away from each other.
Okay, so there's...
While
They
this
might-
is happening,
I better
no, I'm
get
not
paid for this.
I was gonna say, can Alder speak with any birds nearby, but I don't want to waste spell slots on that.
Okay,
The music is scaring away the birds.
Alder
Yeah.
as he's picking up the gold pieces one at a time. By the way, how many gold pieces is this?
Yeah, how much is the entire
How much
thing
am I
gonna make?
making, Jeffrey? Nat 20.
20 gold.
Wow.
That was a
Bunch of
very low thing for
cheap
the greatest
people.
rock concert ever.
They're excited.
20
but you're-
gold for a nat 20.
They're excited, but you're an unknown artist.
Fair enough.
So I would assume...
I'll take.
Also,
the-
you're basically performing in
respect.
front of all the poor people.
Yeah.
Yes, but my renown shall grow.
So based on
As
This
Alder
is
is
just-
picking up
this
the
is where it
coins
begins.
one at a time.
I assume our
Slowly
thing is
growing my
splitting it up
reputation.
that out of the 20 gold that we're splitting it up. Navarro being the star gets 10, I get 5, and Alder gets 5.
Where's he
Alder
going to
wouldn't
store
know
it?
what to do with it.
Yeah,
I-
just 10 and 10. Don't give any to
I
Alder.
feel like Navarro would know not to give him any gold because he doesn't want it, and that's more gold for him.
Yeah, we can split it 10-10. That's fine.
Okay, 10-10, and I.
Yeah, Alder just kind of like holds the gold up to Navarro because he doesn't have anything to do with it.
Ah, 15-5.
He just kind of hands it.
I realized how much of a cheapskate I am.
Okay, 15-5. But I make sure to take time out to show Alder what a penny is.
I think he figured it out when he started picking up all the coins.
Shiny.
I just imagine that conversation going 10-10, and then the Minotaur takes 10, and then Navarro's like, wait a minute, snatches 5 out of his hands. There we go. That's better.
15-5.
I like to think of it that-
My concert.
It's time for a sleight of hand to see if I could.
I like to think of
Dexterity
it as
check.
Alder just has, like holds it out like with both hands, and there's just more gold in one hand than the other. Navarro just takes the bigger.
Okay, so I do my little speech. I'm gonna roll to see how many people stick around, just for my political prowess.
Persuasion check, I guess.
Well, I would still say performance because I'm giving a powerful speech.
Yeah, he's performing.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, 10 plus 4, 14, so about the same, as the cowbell. A few people are like, hey, that's a good point. Other ones are just like, he's, not playing music. Let's leave.
Are you standing on the cowbell?
It's his new soapbox.
Yes, I can. I might want to carry it around with me now just so I can stand on it.
Crush the cowbell under his weight.
I'm not. Gonna
It is
stand on
iron plated on the inside, but I wouldn't recommend damaging it.
Okay, I'm not going to stand on it then. I'm going to stand beside it, propped on it, just kind of leaning against it.
It's only 4 foot tall. You're 7 foot tall.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I could lean down to it, just like the casual conversation, like, "Hey,
Oh yeah.
I'm your friendly
quickly-
neighborhood." Okay, friendly
He's
neighborhood
just completely
minotaur.
bent over.
Just bent over. Hi there. I'm extremely casual.
Well, hello there.
Well, hello there. How are you?
Shall
doing?
write a limerick for your cowbell at some point.
Also,
There
it-
once was a
also-
giant called cowbell.
Also, in the crowd is Crazy Steve, and he's having a good time.
Well, I'm glad.
Yay.
He's my friend. I think I made him happy by helping him that one time. I can't get rid of him now. I made a mistake.
Crazy Steve asked Navarro when the next concert will be, and he wants
As
tickets,
soon as we hit an inn.
which probably won't be for a while.
Probably not.
So where are we
The
staying
next
in the
inn-
city?
Unless I get bored in the middle
Yeah.
of a...
Where are we staying at in this city?
Y'all haven't decided yet.
So at
Yeah,
an
we
inn.
can just kind of I mean, we can probably fast forward to like the rest of the group, maybe reconvening.
Yeah, if
It's
y'all
probably
wanna
going
do
to
that.
involve Watson walking out of the library and Sarah.
Okay,
just-
wait. While Watson is walking out of the library, you hear a female voice. Watson, is that you?
Oh no.
Watson spins around and looks around. What the devil was that?
Sarah sort of looked like Sarah was probably like still going to read and going to catch up eventually. Now she's just perked up, like looking around, like what the
You
fuck
don't
is
don't
going on
see
right
any
now?
you don't see anyone, but you hear a voice.
What was the name of the woman that sold the cowbell?
Jenny.
Jenny, yeah.
Back to the video.
So we have
instant
Jill and
replay.
Jenny. Let's see how many female J names Jeffrey can come up with.
The next one will be like Jamal.
Jamal. Hi, my name's Jamal.
He's gonna
I'm their
run out
cousin.
very quickly. You should have just stuck with Anna, Jeffrey. There's plenty of A names.
Watson heads back, turns around and starts heading back into the library. Somebody called my name. Who was it?
And you just hear, can't even detect a little invisibility spell, can you? I am disappointed, Watson.
Watson says for just a second. I could, but I do not want to waste a spell slot on that. Although I
I
only
do
know
not
one
want to waste
person
my
that's-
efforts on such measly things.
my effort on that. Although I can guess who that is. Vidania, is that you?
Wrong! It's Crazy Steve! No. Yeah.
Crazy Steve's a wizard.
Crazy Steve will be the Mr.
He's a
Popo of this
mercenary
game.
fighter and a wizard.
The most unlikely of multi-class.
Okay. You know what? That was just for kicks and giggles, but I'm going to keep going with it. Crazy Steve appears out of thin air.
Oh Lord. have mercy.
I would have much preferred whoever this woman was.
Yes, we have summoned Satan to our midst.
But don't forget, this is happening at the same time that Crazy Steve is jamming out to the concert.
Oh no, he has multiple personality disorder that's come to life.
How does
What?
Watson react?
Watson's just staring at Crazy Steve. Really? A disguised self and an invisibility spell at the exact same time just to mess with me.
Clever, isn't it? Then she turns into her actual form, which is a older-ish woman.
Human, dwarf, gnome.
Human.
You really do not change, do you?
Not one bit.
Actually, it's a good thing you're here. I did need to talk to you. I was going to check around and see if you're
You
around.
must schedule an appointment.
No.
Sarah
no,
looks
I don't.
over to Watson and with sort of like a "do I need to do something" look.
She casts a spell, and the air around Watson's face gets a little fuzzy looking, and he's talking, but no one can hear him. So he thinks that
Watson is just going off.
and then looks like he's screaming at this point, but no voice is to be heard.
That's funny.
Watson stops, crosses his arm, taps his foot, and just glares.
Bedonia walks away and hands you a business card, showing her office number.
555.
Watson shakes his head, puts the business card away, turns around to Sarah, and tries to speak. Still active.
Should he add business card to his inventory?
The spell goes away mid-sentence. So you must start off the next sentence mid-sentence.
Leavable!
Sarah just has an eyebrow raised at this, like... She just has, like, the eyebrow raised, I don't know what's going on. Look.
What are these shenanigans?
I feel you're a little confused, Sarah.
What did you get yourself into, and do I have to clean it up?
No, that was Vidania. The wizard
Well, she doesn't say
trained
that,
me.
but...
Yeah.
Well,
was
no,
Vidania,
well,
the wizard that
Her
trained
business
me.
card said that.
Sean did, yeah. Sean said it was her name when he's like, "I bet you're Bedonia." At that one part.
Yeah.
And the business card should have her name on it, unless it's a wizard business card and it's just blank and you have to use magic to see it.
That would be neat, but no.
I'm just saying, detect magic is pretty goddamn useless in this town. Just saying, it'd be pretty fucking useless.
Watson flips the business card in his hand. Can you believe it? She trained me. She's my master, and yet she makes me schedule an appointment with her.
Actually,
stops for
Sarah
another
does it.
second.
Sarah sort of mulls it over in her head and just... That's not the worst. That's not the worst thing a mentor figure. At least that's what she can think of. That's not the worst thing a mentor.
She's
figure
slightly
done to
confused. Your mentor is Crazy Steve.
someone. No, she saw him. She saw Vidania take it.
Yep.
Do the disguise thing.
Watson ponders for just a minute. Well, I had better make an appointment if you want answers about that figure you're looking for.
She
Vidania
kind of
gets,
nods her head.
Vidania gets around. If anybody knows anything, she would.
Okay, so are you going to go to the office area?
He
Well, we have
is.
to make an appointment, Jeffrey. She's a busy woman. There's no telling when she can
you have
fit
to
us
go
in.
to the secretary first.
Yeah, Sarah goes with him.
Okay. You were at the secretary.
Hello, I need to make an appointment with...
Jeffrey,
Why
is
do
the
I
secretary
forget her
Crazy
name
Steve?
already?
Bedonia.
With Miss Madame Vidania,
With Miss
Master
Crazy
of
Steve.
Magic.
I remember it. I remember it because it sounds like an onion. Bedelia.
I need to make an appointment with Vidania.
And she types some stuff up on her magical computer. It's not really a computer, but you get the idea. And she's like, okay, that will cost a $2 fee. Well, 2 gold coins.
She's going to make me pay?
Yes, she says specifically if you show up to make you pay.
Well, I guess it's better than last time.
Giggles at that. Sarah just
Jeffrey
kinda
is
fucking
trying his
fits into that.
darndest to get money out of us.
You can't have all this money.
Watson ponders for a moment and then puts the 2 coins down. Wow, last time she thunderwaved me off the side of a cliff.
Sarah looks down at you like, how did you survive?
And now
She
she
must-
thunder waves him out.
She must have mellowed with age.
Sarah's just looking around, just thinking, like, are all wizards fucking crazy people?
The answer is yes.
No. There's this one time this one guy bumped into her. She turned around, turned him to a frog, and then cooked him.
And cooked and ate him and said he was delicious.
Sarah has her weapons
He
back,
turned back
right?
into a human mid-feast.
Yeah. They left the library, so you got your weapons back.
Sarah is much more comfortable now that she has a great sword within reach.
All right, fine. Here's my 2 gold coins. I would like to make an appointment to see her.
It'll be in 4 hours.
She's killing me.
you peek in the office and she's just sitting there.
Sarah has the very kind of appearance of you have no idea. She actually knows what it's like to have a mentor figure try and kill you.
Watson peeks into the office. Vidania, 4 hours, really?
I am quite the busy mage, as you can see.
As she's
Not-
filing her fingernails.
Yeah. Yep.
You are staring into the sky pensively.
Someone's about to get thunder waved out of there.
Now, Watson, I might have to ask you to leave. I have another appointment coming up. No
Sarah
one's in the
looks
general
around to see
area.
if there was one.
Crazy Steve. It's Crazy Steve.
Or if it's just,
Nope.
or she's just
Crazy
not
Steve
getting-
is still rocking out the
Convince you to
music.
see me sooner.
The music's over, Jeffrey. I've given my speech. Then again,
I'm
he's probably listening
saying,
to your
I'm
speech.
saying that this is happening at the same time.
Oh, sorry.
Sarah actually does look around to see if anybody else is waiting on something.
Nope.
Vidania, I know how this goes. What is your requirement?
You paid the 2 gold fee. Now you just have to wait.
Last time you thunderwaved me off a cliff. Into
That's
a
because
lake.
that's
Maybe-
that was because we were near a cliff. We are not near a cliff now. So 2 gold fee it is.
You are just testing my patience at this point, aren't you?
It needs to be tested.
And let me guess, that 2 gold coins are the 2 gold coins I owed you from a couple years back.
Nope, you still owe me those. That was the fee. You gave it to the secretary, not me. I still want those 2 gold coins back.
What if I give you 4 and you bump the time down to an hour?
2 gold coins, and I will bump down the time 1 hour.
So I'll still have to wait 3.
Yep.
You know what? I'll just wait the 4.
Good choice, Watson.
Watson goes back and sits down outside of the office door.
Are you really going to sit there for 4 hours? You can go do something.
He's gonna sit
Well,
there for 4 hours.
Watson
out of
sits outside the
stubbornness.
office door for a second, mumbling to himself, and then suddenly springs to his feet. Well, Sarah, is there anything you want to go do in the meantime?
So Sarah kind of thinks to herself, I actually have 160 gold with her.
You could pay off more hours.
She could, in theory.
Yeah.
Or she could just walk in. Just she does not know this woman.
She
Get
just cast two
walking. She's gonna get thunder waved off the cliff.
She cast the 2 spells at once just to mess it with Watson. You can
And
assume
thunderwave
that.
him off a cliff.
Yeah, you can assume that she means business.
That she's a powerful wizard, and you won't stand a chance. And there's no cliffs around, but she can still thunder wave you off of one.
If I were to make a character sheet for her, she'd probably be at level anywhere from 15 to 20. So, don't
Sarah
lose
just kind
her.
of like sits down.
She's
Maybe at some point she goes. Maybe at some point she goes to like the nearest inn and just buys a couple like ales or something,
Well,
and then
wouldn't you
comes
think
back.
at this point they would probably be like, you know what? The other 3 have probably gotten themselves killed by now. We should probably go and, arrange their funeral.
That
You do have time now.
4 hours. I wonder what the others are up to. They almost got arrested last time, so they probably finished the job by now.
Sarah,
Yeah, I guess
know-
Sarah kind of like turns to Watson, sort of like nods her head, just sort of like a follow gesture, and then starts walking out the door.
As you all are walking out the door, you hear from the office, "Tiffany, I'm going out. Please cancel all appointments."
Sarah turns around and is pissed. It is kind of pissed right now.
Watson flips around. All right, fine. We'll do this the fun way.
Is this about
Watson-
to be Darth? Is this about to be Yoda versus Darth Sidious in Episode 3?
This is about to be Sarah trying to fucking lift this woman.
No, they're so far different levels. It's more like, if Darth Vader come back in time to fight, child Anakin. Just like just crush.
Watson flips around. And he uses light, which is a cantrip, so he can use it as many times as he feels like using it. And he uses it to light every single thing in the office that he can possibly get his hands on. It just
fire?
creates
No,
just
it's a
bright
ball
orb
of
of light.
Yeah.
It just emits light. So he causes the entire office to emit a blinding light.
Through basically what is a key blast barrage of light spells.
Yeah.
I imagine him just having like this little temper tantrum, of just like firing light at everything.
That's basically what happens.
The light's making kind of like a light sound. I'm not sure what light sounds like because it's not a sound.
Sounds
But
like the old sound effects from Dragon Ball Z.
old Dragon Ball Z light, and she says, "Ha, Watson! I have the power to close my eyes." But you hear the secretary. Oh, my eyes!
My My eyes!
Sarah clenches her
My
fist. She's just really freaking pissed right now.
And she's like, you know what? I think I have a couple minutes. Come on in.
eyes.
Watson heads inside and sits down.
Sarah follows him, although she doesn't sit down.
And she sits down. Now, before we discuss whatever it is we have to discuss, you will have to pay a fee for my secretary's eyes.
You have to pay for her medical bills.
Medical
He didn't
bills.
cast blindness. Fine.
Her eyes. Tiffany, how are you? I can't see.
She's fine.
She's probably fine, but we're gonna have to take a 5 gold cover charge.
Just in case, she does have to go to the doctor.
No, I'm not paying 5 gold cover charge for down yet.
And you're not talking to me.
Oh, but I am. We know how this game goes.
Puts the spell on John's head again, where he can't talk.
I lift it when you pay the 10 gold coin fee.
Watson
It was
pulls out
5.
a pen and paper and just starts scribbling on the pen and paper. Holds it up and it says,
No, wait.
Seriously.
While you're scribbling, she does a spell that moves the pen around while you're scribbling. So it's just gibberish.
holds up the gibberish card.
I'm sorry, Watson. I cannot read this.
Watson shakes the card ferociously at her. Watson throws the card behind him and uses firebolt on it.
Mhm.
The fire alarm goes off.
Oh my
Please,
God.
everybody to the emergency exit. A fire has been detected in the building.
Vidania uses a spell to turn off, basically stop the fire, and the alarm stops. False alarm, everyone. How's your eyes doing, Tiffany? I can see now. Okay, well, no $5 cover charge. What can I help you
But
with?
no, $5 fire put out fee.
What about resetting my fire alarm?
I needed to talk to you about something. Somebody my friend here is looking for that I don't have a whole lot of information on.
Okay, well, who is this person? I assume Sarah would talk about it at this point.
I was going to say, I just decided, let's just name him fucking Garnef.
Who?
The wizard about the Harbinger.
The person in the book?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have a name.
Oh, we don't know his name. Okay.
No, it just talks about the legend of the guy who was killing.
Wait,
both
I thought
sides.
you said he had a name. That you didn't know his name.
Well, I hadn't thought of a name,
Now he's thought of a
but
name.
his name's not in the book.
Okay.
I know what he looks like in my head, and I'll think of a name that goes with that look.
Watson gives Vidania the brief summary that he knows. I don't know a name.
Why did a whale enter the story?
Vidania, will you please put your pet whale away?
His name is Doubloon. Okay, anyway.
What was that one thing we used to do with the whale noise? That voice change we did that make it sound like it.
Oh yeah,
was
yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That was funny first, but I got annoying. But anyway, okay. She's
It
like,
hasn't changed.
That old legend from the war. Yeah, there was the war, man. But anyway,
The war, man. Let me take
but
another
anyway,
look at my door.
she's like, not a ton is know about him, but that is no man. I can tell you that much.
That's all you know?
Well,
Was it
he
a
killed a lot
woman?
of people during the war, and he lived in this mansion type place on a hill towards the east side of Dragonborn territory. I don't know the name of the place yet, so we're just gonna say Dragonborn territory.
Skyrim.
So, east side mansion, not a man.
I see. That is useful information. Watson jots it all down real quick.
Now, I'm not sure how you can get over the wall because it's kind of impossible, but there you go.
I mean,
That's most of what I know, but let's not forget he was killing Dragonborn with his hands. You don't do that.
Dovahkiin,
I would not look for this man.
well, you see, my friend is particularly interested in this person, and I am feeling generous. So I'm
Then-
going to help out.
That is fine, Watson.
Your funeral.
Besides,
So how have you been, Watson? Your clothes are dirty as usual.
I live in the ground. What do you expect?
For you to tidy up once in a while. That's what I expect.
as she is talking to the dirty ass deep gnome and the soldier whose arm Sarah's armor has been what is it? I don't know what the word is.
Waxed.
Used frequently.
Yeah. And so she looks at Sarah. So why do you want to find this man?
She looks at her for a second as if her vaguely inhuman appearance hasn't given that away yet.
Whatever. How's she look inhuman?
Piercing red eyes, pale skin,
Oh, yeah.
jet black hair.
Yeah.
I figured the piercing red eyes aren't exactly normal.
Like an Uchiha.
Well, I mean, not with all the fancy shit.
Sharingan.
Not all the fancy Sharingan
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Literally, just her iris color is
Yeah.
piercing goddamn red.
Yeah, and then she's like, and we sell contacts down in the trade district. I want to go walking around with like that if y'all are with the Light's Hammer. You know how those types can be. Righteous and hammery.
Righteous and hammery.
I remember when one walked into you. Fun times.
What
Lots of death.
walked into her?
Yeah, it's just like bumped into her.
Oh
Bumped
yeah.
into her.
What bumped into her?
The guard.
Oh yeah, the
Lots of-
lightsaber. Yeah.
The lightsaber. Dun,
Lots
dun,
of rage,
dun,
lots
dun,
of death. That poor town nobody remembers.
What's in this office, by the way?
A couple books, a globe, some magical items, a desk, some chairs.
Okay.
What kind of
Do any of the
chairs?
books what do the book titles, I guess, say? Or are they in a language Sarah can read?
They're not in a language you could probably read. They're more symbols than actual like letters.
Okay.
Hmm.
I do have one more question for you, actually. Do you know anything about the zombie plague that's going on right now?
Nope, but that's what y'all are going down there for, isn't it?
That is why I'm above ground for once.
She's like, and if I had to take a guess, I would expect mass necromancy, but I have no way to prove that.
And you are not interested in helping, I take it.
Not really. They don't really break into here.
they
we have
don't really
magic-
break into here specifically.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
As long as they're not into this specific office, I'm
yeah.
fine. They can take down the rest of the town,
Well-
but this office.
Well, Aethelwood has pretty large walls around it, so. And we have guards.
Foreshadowing.
It just hasn't really affected us that much.
Yes, but you do a lot of frequent traveling. Surely you've run into them.
Yeah, but I just killed them.
I just kill them. It doesn't matter if everyone else can kill them or not, as long as I
She
can
probably has
kill them.
delayed She probably has delayed blast fireball at this
Sean
point.
said
so.
that she's a very high and mighty person, so that's where I'm going.
She's got a real
Oh,
big
do you mean in
complex.
power level, or do you mean in just a attitude?
Both.
I was about to say she probably has delayed blast fireball, which is like a 7th level spell. So
Yeah.
She's a 400-year-old wizard with a god complex. High elf.
yay, gotta love those types.
High elf. A
You
high
can
elf.
see, you can see why she's
Damn
got
dirty
fucking
elves!
buttons.
Hey, I take that personally. Partially.
You're not in the
No,
room.
you take that half personally.
I'm
Well,
only
but I
partially
was-
offended by this statement.
Sir, is there anything more that you would like to ask?
She sort of kind of mulls it over her head a bit, and she just kind of asks, "Do you?" She just sort of I'm trying to think like what is the fewest amount of words she could use that's not a full sentence.
Ben, you're the only one counting words.
I know it's something I don't know why I do it. She just asks,
Considering that Alder doesn't talk much, I don't really see why she can't talk much, other than like responding.
It's just a thing. It's just a thing that's grown up with her.
Yeah.
Alder talks plenty fine.
It's short bursts.
Just not broken set. Just, not complete English.
Alder
Just kind of
talks
asks,
I am
you,
Groot.
Harbinger.
I am Groot. Ben, is Alder really Groot?
She has no idea. She's never heard that term before.
Sarah just kind of walks out at this point. She figured this is all that she's going to get from this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Vidania, I've got a blight tree, I've got a minotaur, and I've got a bard wandering around town trying to get themselves arrested, so I'm going to go check on that.
And you still don't have a job, do you, Watson?
We're not going to discuss this. I will see you later.
You know, joblessness leads to homelessness.
Someone
live
will
in
come
a
and
cave.
repossess your
That's
hole.
not really that big of a concern to me.
Oh, but you have not been listening, Watson. The politician gnomes and dwarves of Dwarfland, I can't think of a name, have been talking about adding taxes to these caves. You don't pay your taxes, no more cave.
Well, if they want taxes that bad, they should have hired me for the mining operation that I signed up for all those years ago.
They probably didn't hire you because you have trouble lifting the pickaxe.
I am a gnome and I'm digging a hole.
I have
Tipping over gnome.
It doesn't work as well, does it?
If only you could be like your cousin
I
dwarf.
had a perfectly
He was
good
treated as the
solution.
runt. He was
My
treated as the
buddies-
runt of a litter
My
because he couldn't pick
fireball-
up the pickaxe.
My fireballs did a good enough job digging holes.
Yeah, but when they bounce off and hit other workers, it's never a good experience, is it, Watson?
They deserved it.
A slightly
That's-
hostile
I would like to
work
point out
environment.
Sarah has walked off and started going looking for Navarro, seeing if he actually has gotten himself killed in the meantime.
And then now she leans into Watson. You be careful about that one. I don't know what this man is, but she's likely to get ripped in half if she searches for him.
Well, I will keep that in mind.
Yes.
Well, we know
Anyway,
who's
out
going
for
to
the
die first
information.
now.
I would say don't get ripped in half as well, but I mean, you're already kind of half anyway.
Oh.
Racist as fuck!
Oh. Oh.
Sarah would have probably punched her in the face for saying that, but
Jeffrey,
he's
are
not
the
in the room
fire
right
alarms
now.
going off again because that was an epic burn?
Temporarily.
Yeah, so we
Fire
have, like,
alert,
good force.
fire
It's better
alert.
than getting good-
That'd be
Do what?
hilarious. She just has systems in there just like epic burn alert. Everyone back away from the burn subject.
Right, I will try not to get ripped in fourths then.
Do not, Watson.
All right. I can expect to see you again at some point, I bet.
Well, that depends if you come back.
And if you do come to see me again, don't throw me off a cliff next time.
No
If I look down,
promises.
if I look down and happen to see you, perhaps.
Oh,
Oh,
another
and,
wee woo wee
try not to
woo
step
burn
on me
alert.
Either.
I cannot guarantee that. You know this,
Wait a
Watson.
minute. I must go catch up with my ragtag group now. As Watson flies out of the group, he snaps his finger. The office lights up again.
My eyes! My
Watson! I can just imagine seeing a gnome running. Snap! 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 You're Tiffany. My eyes again.
and let there be light.
You may or may not be receiving a bill from Tiffany.
Watson goes off to find the Sarah and the rest of the group.
Okay, so how much time has passed, Jeffrey? Is the concert just about as ending and me in speech, or is everything done?
Yeah. We're gonna do your speech now, but I'll be right back.
Okay, here's a good time for a break. Everyone go and pee, because we've laughed so hard we must pee now.
Stuff has happened.
Stuff has happened, and no one has died, surprisingly enough.
Keep in mind that Watson is all by himself.
In a
Running around a
giant-
city.
I can't imagine you're that far behind Sarah.
No.
No, but
But
still.
Watson's also a gnome, and he's also a little bored. And the city may or may not be lighting up as we speak.
Lord have mercy. He's doing it out in the public as well. Well, we know who's going to jail now. Okay, anyway. This is the end of this recording session. We'll be back in a few minutes with more shenanigans.